The blessing of doubting. Truth. BD number 6874. July 18, 1957. The fact that doubts creep into your heart's time and again is insofar favorable as that you will think about the questions that move you and subsequently can also be influenced by the beings which try to clarify your doubts. However, only such doubts are meant by this which befall a serious seeker, which motivate a person to keep searching and asking for more, and not those doubts which makes indifferent people feel justified into rejecting the information offered to them because they don't actually desire it, who will therefore never acknowledge a bearer of truth. Their doubts are merely excuses and an escape into darkness again. Serious seekers, however, are not instantly satisfied, and their doubts can become a blessing for them since they do not stop questioning, and precisely this provides the beings of light with the opportunity to mentally influence them time and again until their thinking becomes clarified and what previously had still been doubtful to them will become a conviction. The thinking human being will generally not be superficial either by simply dismissing what does not seem credible to him, but he will dig deeper before he completely rejects a teaching he has received. Thus doubt can lead to clarification as well as protection against the acceptance of errors if a person endeavors to know the truth. This is why a person should not be condemned by voicing reservations, for they only testify to genuine seriousness. But he should also consider the possibility and not rest until he has completely gained an inner conviction so that he can either accept the information as truth or safely dismiss it as error. And doubts help him in order to gain this conviction. A person who deems himself knowledgeable cannot be instructed anymore, for he is no longer receptive to the currents from the world of light, he only uses his intellect but he doesn't hear what is whispered to him by enlightened beings. However, someone who doubts listens within, he asks questions and then certainly also believes that he is able to solve these doubts himself in an intellectual way, but as soon as he seriously strives for the truth he can rely on the fact that his thinking will be guided correctly, for the serious seeker of truth has this guarantee, because God as the eternal truth will also allow himself to be found by him. This is why the human being determines the value of knowledge he acquires himself, since it only depends on how seriously he desires the truth. And for this, too, he should give account to himself, for everyone knows that people can err, that he therefore cannot rely on knowledge he has received from other people, and that he therefore must also be willing to relinquish that knowledge if he can receive the pure truth. And he can only ever desire and receive pure truth at the source of the truth. Hence he must inform God of the knowledge he received previously and appeal to him for clarification as to what extent it corresponds to truth. And God will truly grant this appeal and perhaps even place doubts into his heart, for the transmission of pure truth can only take place if the person opens himself in order to receive what he desires from the highest source, the pure truth from God. This mainly concerns spiritual knowledge, but even earthly thoughts will be guided correctly in a person who has taken this path to God, to the source of truth. And the profound inner certainty, the firm conviction, which he will then feel is the best assurance that he has taken the right path, for no objection to the contrary will be able to shake his point of view, he will also be able to maintain it towards his fellow human beings without doubting it again, unless new problems arise which he will also safely be able to solve again in the same way. For God gives the truth to all who merely desire it sincerely but withholds it from those who rely on their own strength, who try to intellectually ascertain that which is known by God alone. Amen.